Retcons, retcons, retcons. Oh, don't we all love a good retcon? Or hate, rather, because most of them are pretty tedious and or immediately controversial. While there's a lot to be said about reinventing the big old comic book wheel and keeping things fresh, a lot of the time, these retcons erase really significant and much beloved changes to our favourite characters, story arcs, or even entire universes. With that out of the way, I'm Yoon from What Culture, and here are 6 controversial comic book retcons fans hated. Number 6. Sins Past. During the Amazing Spider-Man issue 509, titled Sins Past, Peter Parker receives a letter from Gwen Stacy from just before she died. After careful examination and a confession from Mary Jane, Peter and the readers learn that Gwen had an affair with Norman Osborn. You know, the Norman that pushed her off the bridge and made Spidey accidentally kill her, Green Goblin, Norman Osborn. The result of the affair was 2 fully grown twins born 2 months premature, who were aging rapidly due to the goblin-infected blood they had inherited from their father. The reason Gwen was killed in this story was because she refused to give the children to Osborn, due to the fact that she had seen what his influence had done to his own son Harry. So it came as no surprise then, when it turned out that Norman had taken the children away and had trained the children to assassinate Spider-Man. The decision to not simply have Peter be the father was because the editorial team felt it would age the character too much, a reasoning that would later reverse one of the comic's most beloved dynamics later on. Number 5. Heroes Reborn. After the deaths of the Fantastic Four and the Avengers during the Onslaught event, a big old 90s dumpster fire one clone away from being the pièce de résistance of 90s crapdom, they were transported onto an alternate Earth, where they were then reborn and readers were treated, to a reimagining of their lives. In this new reality, their origins had been warped. Ben Grimm, for example, was a pilot in the Gulf War, and Susan and Johnny Storm were merely backers for Reed Richards' rocket, explaining their presence on his ship. Number 4. Secret Empire. One of the more recent controversies Marvel has produced was the time when Captain America was revealed to have been a Nazi his entire life. Because, you know, taking perhaps the single biggest anti-fascist symbol in the medium and doing this seemed like a good idea, evidently. Secret Empire was clearly conceived of as a commentary on how Captain America has been misappropriated over the years, but the way the message was handled was totally ham-fisted. By the time Real Steve showed up to put an end to all the cosmic tampering, audiences were left asking themselves one fundamental question: what was even the point? Number 3. The Clone Saga. After the first Clone Saga brought back Gwen Stacy temporarily and revealed the first clone of Peter Parker, Ben Reilly, Marvel decided to retcon the entire Spider-Man mythos by having Peter Parker, the original, spectacular, and sensational Spider-Man, merely be a clone of Ben instead. When Ben returned many years after the original Clone Saga, Peter discovered that he was only a clone and decided to retire as Spider-Man. Ben Reilly not only took up the mantle of Spider-Man, this time going by the Scarlet Spider, but also replaced Peter in his everyday life, preparing to become a father to his child. This was made 10 times worse when it was revealed that Norman Osborn was orchestrating the event from behind the scenes, which made about as much sense as the time Spider-Man was given a car to get around. Number 2. The New 52. Whoa, hey. I totally understand why people like the New 52. To many, this is where they got their first gateway into comics, and believe me, there is nothing I'm more passionate about than making sure people get to discover this medium. However, to longtime fans of DC's post-crisis continuity, the New 52 proved to be one change too many. Barbara Gordon became Batgirl again, depriving DC of a disabled icon, Wally West was nowhere to be seen, and Green Arrow lost his beard. Although it would be unfair to say the New 52 was without its successes, to ignore its divisive qualities would be equally disingenuous. At least we have DC Rebirth. Number 1. One More Day. One of the most controversial events ever to take place in the Marvel Universe occurred after the First Civil War. The higher-ups at Marvel, along with the editorial team presiding over Spidey's books, decided that Peter Parker was no longer relatable to his audience due to his marriage to Mary Jane Watson. During Civil War, Peter Parker revealed his identity as Spider-Man to the world, and as a result became the target of assassins, supervillains, and crime lords aplenty. When a sniper misses Peter and hits Aunt May by accident, Spider-Man makes a deal with Mephisto to bring her back. However, the price Mephisto asks is the problem many have with this storyline. As a part of the bargain, Pete's marriage with MJ is stricken from the record, the entire world forgets he's Spider-Man, and hey presto, the character has just taken about 50 steps backwards, with Marvel evidently unwilling to take further risks with the IP.